guys! So for today's video, I just kind of wanted to talk to you. I kind of just wanted to have a heart-to-heart. You guys know that YouTube is kind of like my release, and I wanted to talk to you about a major step in my life, but also something that's a little bit scary. By the way, do you like my sweater? It says take a hike. Does wearing a sweater on the first day of school show that I do not care way too early? Like maybe a week or two in? Anyways, that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is the anxiety of going back to school. I just kind of want to have a little heart-to-heart with you about like fears and anxieties and worries and all these different things. And the reason why is because I feel really alone in this, but I'm sure that I'm not alone, and I'm sure that someone else out there feels the same. And maybe you guys can give me guidance or something. And that's like really scary for me. There's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty because I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing or what I'm doing with my life. And all I know is that I took a few courses for spring and I took a few courses over the summer, and they were extremely grounding. Met an awesome professor who works in neurology and chemistry and really changed my mind completely about a lot of things that I had really set opinions on. And education for me isn't always in the classroom, but this experience just this past year has grounded me. It has inspired me and lifted me. And it has made me think outside the box because one of the classes was theory, which means there's no right or wrong answer. So I'm like, oh, like I can't get mad at myself and beat myself up for getting an A-, you know, because I'm that type of person where it's all or nothing. And, you know, that's something I'm going to have to learn to overcome because I shut myself down in that aspect. But really grounded me and really made me realize that this is a goal that I have. It's a goal that I want to achieve and I know I'm going to. Why not now? You know what I mean? As a lot of you guys know, I was originally, years ago, pursuing a dermatology degree. I've always loved the skin, and when things in my life started changing, I realized maybe, you know, doing some of the classes, I realized I don't want to do all of these things that dermatologists do. Like, I'm passionate about cancer, but I really don't want to deal with melanoma. It's acne that I was really passionate about. And I still am, but I think I've kind of grown into myself a little bit more and found my kind of own niches. So I'm a little bit glad that I did not pursue, you know, a 4 or an 8-year degree directly out of high school, just because I wasn't sure what I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted to be a journalist or a dermatologist, you know, and even once I started doing a little bit more derm stuff, I realized maybe this isn't for me. Like, yes, it is, and I do think it is, but I don't want to sit in an office and prescribe pills all day. And that's why when I had the opportunity to model and kind of be a canvas and be creative and be artistic, and then the opportunity to talk online to YouTube and actually go to dermatology conferences without being a dermatologist, I was like, if I was a dermatologist, I wouldn't want to sit in an office or do plastic surgery or, you know, melanoma removals. I would really want to be in the field doing research or talking to people or on panels and being innovative and creative, not just like, here's a pill. But I have been in school constantly, even though it has been less than part-time. For instance, the break that I did take was 2014, and then the winter of 2015 I took a break. But other than that, I had always been in school of some sort. Some were online, some were labs, that kind of thing, but it was always less than part-time. Like, it was just a couple units here and there that kept me grounded. And that was great, but at the same time, I also missed quite a bit of school because of the traveling that I do. I have always been very passionate about the world, and what I loved and hated about school, which was like online classes through like UC systems, was perfect for me, is because I could come in for the lab once or twice a month, but I could do everything else online, and I didn't feel restricted from traveling. Well, one of the biggest things that's giving me a lot of anxiety right now is that I have decided to go back and take like a semi-full schedule. But what's really but I will be taking, oh my god, like I'm so scared because it's like, did I even choose the right classes? Like, what am I gonna do? Currently signed up to take a neurology class, a biology class, a psychology class, and a writing class. It's technically under the name of literature, but it's technically writing. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually a published writer who's written about acne and beauty and that kind of stuff, and it's always been creative and a passion of mine, but I never really fueled it just because like my own self was like, oh, you're always wrong, or like, you know, your poetry sucks, or you're not good at forming a sentence structure or public speaking. Even though in reality I look back and I'm like, okay, I'm not terrible, but I feel like I could still learn. And it's a necessary, you know, requirement for graduation, and it'll help me with that. But yeah, so I'm taking these and I'm also toying with the idea of adding a more fun class, which would be writing for travel, because I have done travel writing before and I would love to be able to do that and actually write about cultures and bring awareness I've worked with a lot of nonprofits overseas and just really find a way to really bring awareness to that, more so than just vlogging about it or writing about it, actually being like a travel writer or an experience writer, like a journalist or a documentarist. And I know that I want a degree in science and that's like my goal, but like having these things on the side I feel like is very creative and very, you know, a real passion of mine. But one of the biggest things that I'm really concerned about is the anxiety and the fear. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like when I was doing online classes or labs or when I was doing things like one-off, I didn't really talk to a lot of people. I'm a very outgoing person and like I'd like be friendly, but I didn't really like converse with a lot of people. And I am so scared to go back to school because I'm 22 and you know, some of these classes I'll be in with people who are much younger, or I'll be in with PhDs who have had 50 years of experience and are like continuing their education or working on like their third PhD. And I'm not gonna lie, I have so much anxiety and fear just to sit there and feel like I'm not smart enough. Like, yes, there's that fear of what if I don't understand, but I know that I'll do the research or I know that I'll ask the questions. But just that fear of being next to someone who I feel is, this sounds terrible, but better than me, or smarter than me, or I mean, even wealthier than me. I had a really bad spat with materialism back when I had some deep, deep-rooted issues back when I was 16. Self-identity issues, self-inflictment issues, a lot of stuff. And I used materialism as a way to pull myself out of that and temporarily make myself feel better, which did not work in the long run. And even though I'm glad to say that I'm not really that materialistic anymore, I still have a hoarding problem with makeup. I still find identity in certain things, which I'm really working on letting go of. And I find identity in a student, as being a student, which is why I want to push this and push my education and learning, because I know it's something I'm passionate about, and that's a lot healthier than hoarding cosmetics until, you know, they're 50 years old. But there is still that fear of just comparisons, I guess. Or like, what if I end up in a class, like a math class or something that I'm not naturally cut out for, and I just bomb it? You know, that fear of being so behind, that fear of it impacting my grade or getting anything less than perfect. And that's extremely, extremely hard for me because there's all that fear. And then like, I know that I'll probably get along with people, but like, there's just so much judgment of other people and then just judgment of self. What are they gonna think about me? In one of these classes, people are probably going to be like a year or two out of high school, whereas like I should have a bachelor's by now, but I don't. And that just makes me feel really behind and really judged, you know? And then, you know, I was in a class over the summer that had a PhD sitting next to me, two-time PhD, which was amazing because we actually got along. She and I conversed really well, and I learned a lot about, you know, bowel flora and all this stuff. I totally picked her brain and we're kind of friends, but like, not that case, but like, just being around people who are just so much smarter than me or who get it, and just feeling behind and just feeling overwhelmed. Like, the thought of it is overwhelming, but then also this many classes, I feel like I'll be overwhelmed. And then actually going into class for this many classes each time a week, that takes away travel time, that takes away friend time, that takes away work time that I can be here and focus on YouTube. And I'm obviously going to focus on YouTube because it brings me so much passion and writing brings me passion, but that means cutting out friends or cutting out travel. And I guess being grounded like that scares me as well, because I feel like, oh my god, I'm giving up my freedom. I identify as Cassandra, the acne girl who likes makeup and cats, who is a student but likes makeup and cats and loves to be free and go to the beach and hang out with her friends. And that's Cassandra. And travel the world and volunteer in foreign countries and learn about beauty in other cultures and really just immerse myself in language and stuff like that. And I think that one of those fears is that being this grounded, even for a short amount of time, I feel like I'm like giving up or letting go of a piece of my identity as a travel or as that friend who's spontaneous and always down for anything, you know, which is a little bit scary and it's a little bit nerve-wracking. And I know my friends will understand, and I know I'll be able to travel again in the future, you know, but it's just a really, really big step. So I just wanted to talk to you about that because it's kind of, you know, it's like late night, it's like on my mind, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But yeah, it's a really big step for me, and I'm really excited because I love education. So I kind of think of myself as a professional learner. Like, that is who I am. I'm a professional student, but at the same time, it's really scary. just because it's a big push and it's a big change and so much structure in my life. I get sick of routine and it kills me, and I take that out on myself, which is really, really bad. But it's true. And so yeah, I'm really nervous, but I'm really excited because I mean, I do need like to be grounded and have a schedule, because if I don't have a schedule, life is great, but then sometimes nothing gets done. Who else is like that? Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Leave a comment if you have any advice for me, or if you've been through this situation, or you know, all that stuff, because definitely feeling a little bit alone right now. But I love you guys. Thank you for being here for me. I will be posting more videos on the YouTubes. If you guys want to have a conversation in the comments, that'd be, yeah. But thank you guys for your continued love and support. And even with school, I'm gonna make a priority to be right here. So videos are not going anywhere. Twice a week, you and me. That's what's up. But I love you guys. Thank you. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.